we have tried to explainify what's been going on with the shows the past couple of weeks, and still we're seeing on Twitter. I think there's comments from the thousands more people that have been admitted to the official Cult of Cornette Facebook group. There's panic in the streets, people literally running around like their heads are on fire, that we are somehow discontinuing or have discontinued the podcast. Or, I mean, only 2 weeks, my God. They can't go without their fix. The Cult of Cornette got the corny on their back. We've been talking. It just hasn't been in all the places that it normally is, because we thought, and rightfully enough, I think, we surmised that the end of one month and the beginning of the next month would be the apropos time to do the listeners a favor and upgrade our services, upgrade our delivery, upgrade our transmission or emissions or whatever the case may be, and go to a new, what is it the goddamn server again? I have a box of servers still in my garage where Hotchkiss built the website. Did we need a bigger server? Is it a platform? Is it a fucking megaphone? Whatever the fuck it is.
All of the above.
All of those things.
Yes, and more.
And more, now with tomato. But anyway, we got a heck of a story we're going to tell when all this is completed, but it's a fluid situation. It's a fluid, it's still evolving.
What a story.
But we got...
How many times recently have you been accused of killing a $30 million deal?
Well, only twice by the same guy as you, but...
Go fuck yourself! More to come.
Now. Calling people ain't going to do any good right now. Anyway, what I'm saying to you is that we got stuck with a bad platform or whatever the fuck a while back people were having trouble with. And so we're going to time and trouble and effort and expense. We're upgrading. We're bringing more things in-house. We're hiring some people. And we thought end of 1 month, beginning of the next month, good time for a transition. But it was a holiday at the beginning of this month. And I think everybody around the world may not know, but in the United States, when a holiday happens, nobody works for the week before and the week after that holiday either. Because then they can just say, oh, it's the holiday. That's what the problem is.
And then you go back to work and it's Summer Friday.
Well, there you go. And then before you know it, it's Arbor Day. And the whole thing starts all over again. So anyway, it's taking a little longer. But we can assure you folks, if you are, this is going up on YouTube, where apparently now we have learned there is a completely separate audience.
Oh yeah, always.
That is not absorbing the podcast through the traditional podcast route. And now I'm getting weather updates, by the way, flashing on my screen. High wind alert, lightning nearby. Brian, I've got a headset on. It's plugged into the wall. If lightning hits my house and goes through my brain, will I suddenly be like a superhero with mutant powers and a computer brain?
Like a cat drinking nitroglycerin? I don't know. If it got to you, does that mean it went through the people in the wall?
Well, they would be a kind of a buffer, kind of a filter to where it might not hit me full strength. But that's why I'm thinking, is it anything like the gamma radiation theory, where if you don't get melted, but you get close enough to it, you become the Human Torch or whatever the case may be. I could become a computer brain if I got hit by lightning while wearing these headphones.
But would that be a cruel twist of fate because you hate computers?
Well, no, I just mean the smartest man in the world. You know, like a fucking mega genius with the giant brain, like that episode of The Outer Limits where the fucking guy had the giant veiny head. I believe it was Robert Culp, was it not?
I'm not sure.
But nevertheless, and then I'm thinking, well, if I did get hit by lightning and become the smartest person in the world, how would anybody know the difference? But back to the podcast. So no, there's been vicious rumors going around. We're not stopping the podcast. No, we're not going to make you pay for it and
no.
Do it on cassette tape and deliver it to you in the mail and you send us a check every month. We're not going to YouTube exclusively.
No.
Even though we have pretty much commandeered that space for our own. And we're trying to upgrade everything so that you get more programs in an easier to listen to fashion. It's just taking a little while.
That's right. You're going to get more, and more is going to be better. And we're working on the better right now. And it'll be all delivered to you next week, or by the time you hear this week, right now. I don't know when you're going to listen to this.
And the good thing is they'll be able to listen to it anytime they want to.
That's right. And we are committed to keeping our shows free. So don't worry. You're not going to have to go to a paywall to buy this show.
And by the way, goddammit, since, you never know, they might be hearing this program even before we do it at this rate.
Well, no, that's actually impossible. That would not be possible.
Why? We could, now, that would be a paywall. That would be something that we could get people to pay for if they could pay for the right to hear the program before we actually do it.
Right, but the problem is we wouldn't have done it, so there'd be no show to listen to before we've done it because we haven't done it.
That's why I said it'd be a great paywall.
How much would you pay for that?
Fuck, all kinds of money. Wouldn't you pay
all kinds of money?
Like
different denominations?
All kinds of money of different non-sequential serial numbers. But would you pay a lot of money if you could experience, no pun intended, something that hadn't actually happened yet?
I would pay all kinds of money.
And then you could tell whether you liked it or not.
All kinds of money. Peso, Canadian dollar, the euro.
The drachma?
The drachma?
The drachma?
All kinds of money.
That way, if you could pay to experience something before it actually happened, then you would know ahead of time whether you liked it or not. So when it did actually happen, you'd know whether or not to watch it or listen to it or be involved in it.
But here's the problem. What if Jim Cornette's bored one day and decides to pay all kinds of money for this access and listens to himself before he's done the show? Wouldn't that change history?
No, because I'm never bored. I got so much to fucking do. I never have time to sit around and just contemplate my navel or my taint or whatever it is people study when they're doing the yoga shit with their fucking knees up around their ears. I don't fucking know.
When they do yoga, they're not actually studying their body parts. They're actually trying to make their body stronger and
it look like they're trying to use our fine Manscaped products, and those spots are headed back soon too, folks. More on that later. But
and the ExpressVPN guys are okay in the wall.
Yeah, I've put some sandwiches in there and so a bottle of pop. They can split it, and they'll be okay till we get back on that track also. But anyway, so sooner or later, I will be the smartest man in the world, and our transition will be completed, and you'll be hearing things. Why, it'll sound like quadraphonic stereo.
That's right. And congratulations are due to the shows pretending they have an audience and that they're number one this week. We'll be back next week to take back all that is ours.
We took a week off to let somebody else have a chance because it wasn't really fair. And like in the kids' leagues, after they get like 20 runs ahead or whatever, don't they generally say, okay, don't make the other little tykes fucking cry, ease up, or we're going to call this, or what is that ruling from the commissioner?
Well, at a certain point in a game, if there is a lead by a certain amount of runs, there's a chance the game could be called, not professionally, but at least in a little league.
Yeah, that way you're the kid expert because you got some. So I go to people who have experienced these things.
I was one once.
You was one once. See, you got that going over me too. I was born 37. But so anyway, we took a week off to let other people have a fucking opportunity because we're nice that way.